Hey guys, welcome to Approach the Nerd and our combined What If episodes 4 and 5 spoiler review. So as you guys have probably seen on the community tab, I did say that we had some problems with the audio on the last video, so I wasn't able to post it. So now we are doing this wonderful thing called talking about it in a live stream.
Yep.
But before we get started, I got my normal ATN co-host as an ATA. That's our Taekwondo school. ATN co-host Jett Groove, who is all of his information on his YouTube channel is down below. He is a philosopher and a martial artist and a poet, and you know it. And so he does all the things. So make sure you like, subscribe, give all the love. And again, it's in the description down below. So Groove, what happened in episode 4 of Doctor Strange Loses His Heart?
So Doctor Strange lost his damn mind. Yeah. This is long. I'm gonna explain it like in a baby case kind of way. So like some dumbass doctor decided he was too smart to be smart, and then he decided to go back in time or some dumb shit and save his dead wife, not realizing that his dead wife is what made him a living being in the first place. Without her being dead, and he has no wizard powers, and I guess it makes all kinds of stupid sense because it doesn't. Made my head hurt. Anyway, but that's like the gist of the episode. You want to be for real, like so. Yeah, Doctor Strange. He missed his girlfriend, not wife, girlfriend.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if him and Christine were married. And
They weren't.
You weren't. Yeah.
In fact, they weren't. They never really officially stated they were actually dating in the movie, but they were kind of flirting a bit. But either way it goes, since in this story he didn't lose his hands, he lost somebody he had potential to sleep with. For some reason, for whatever reason it is, he didn't do what normal, like, intelligent people do and just cope with tragedy. He decided to go off and find himself. Like, he quit his job, whatever. He quit his job. That was his original. This part of it makes no sense. Your original passion is, being a surgeon. You do this wonderful brain surgery. Only he can really do that masterfully. He can still do it. He's worked his life to do this. And for some, whatever stupid reason, he decides that, well, fuck it. I'm going to go off and learn how to do magic. It's like the weirdest thing. What a weird... And I know that's kind of like, well, he didn't just say him to do magic. He probably came across somebody and it taught him that. But, like, what encouraged him to do it in the first place? Like, I mean... Like, since somebody,
I guess your question is how did he even know about magic?
Yeah, like I know in the original movie, the guy told me, yeah, I learned how to walk and stuff from this, which encouraged him to fix his hands. Who told him you can go back in time or you can change anything that encouraged him to go out there and learn how to do, witchcraft and wizardry? So, like, that whole premise to me is absolutely insane. I wrote a poem a while back. Or actually, I wrote a poetic narrative. It's copywritten and published, and I have the book I can sell to people. If you want information on that, hit me up, and I'll link you to the Amazon bookstore. You can actually buy that.
I'll add it in the description later after the stream.
Cool, but anyway, because I am a writer, but no, as it's like this poem I wrote, and toward the end of it, I'm not toward the end of it, but I think like in chapter 2, I mentioned about it's like a statue with an inscription on it, and in the inscription, there's this woman asking the guy, could she have the star that he was holding in his hand? And he said no, but the shine, basically like I can share the shine with you. I'm not going to do the whole thing. If anybody wants to read it, they can read it themselves. But, I just kind of paraphrase what the poem's talking about. But it's the whole idea that your greatest work is for you. Your greatest work is none of the person, because the person is not a thing, So, like, it's already down is really weird. Like, he's so much more of a narcissist than he should be in this episode. But anyway, he learned his magic. He saves the world, fights Dormammu, the whole nine, just with different motivation. So this time he decides to use the Agamotto to go back and try to save her. And I don't understand. He's so smart and he can learn so fast. And he's basically Sherlock with a cape, and better people skills in an American accent. Yet he can't see that if she was the catalyst for you getting your abilities, if you go back to save her, what abilities do you have? Because it's a complete paradox. You know you can't go back there and save her because how? And what are you going to do? Take another parallel world or can be together forever and nothing like that? If that was the case, just go to another universe where she's alive and you aren't there and just fill the space.
Which is, I think, I mean, you talked about that. We even said that. Why didn't he just use his ability to go find another reality where she was alive?
It makes absolutely no sense. It's the worst. It's like he was so caught up. He was so obsessed in his own self-righteousness, which he thought was her as the goal, but it wasn't. It was just him having what he wanted. Like, dude, and that's weird. They said the thing like you just want to say people like we always do. You just took it too far. No, you didn't. You really wanted a trophy. You wanted to prove that you were good enough to do whatever the fuck you want to do. You're not a god. So, like, I mean, you're strong enough to kind of call yourself one as far as we're concerned, but there are powers beyond you, dude. You exist within the multiverse, not outside of it. You know, like with the anti-monitor and all that nonsense. It's not that. So, I mean, you know, which is a complete, I know, we're jumping, franchises here. Universe. Existence of pure realities. We're well beyond the 9 dimensions here. But no, anyway. I like the fighting. I liked the way they used, like they actually color-coded the energies. Like when he got all those powers and stuff, you saw like the purple dark energy, you saw the red chaos energy in them. And
well, when we saw red chaos energy, I immediately thought that he found Wanda and drained her out of wine. Because he could have done that.
And while he was doing this whole Ash Ketchum thing, she might have been one of the monsters or legendary rare, Can you catch the Scarlet Witch? Diddling.
But I like when that roach came up, remember? And he was like, no, I'm not even doing that. I'm not even going to touch that.
He said bugs. That's why I draw the line.
Yeah.
Like, okay. You're too good for the bugs, though, but you can eat a gnome. That's weird. I don't know.
Yeah, that whole situation of him, draining or basically eating them to get their powers or however that was working was gross.
And I like how all that effort he did, he collapsed the entire universe into a solid, like a power stone, but it wasn't, but like a solid crystal that he just stuck in. Like, well, that's what you get. You earn no redemption points. And unfortunately for you, you have so many lives because of all the monsters you've eaten. The best you can do now is maybe regurgitate one to them and fight it out, make a friend. I don't know. Because it's you have nowhere you can go. You're stuck there. I look like when you try to ask Watu for help, man was like, no, I'm not helping you. Why?
Well, what I found interesting about this episode is that the Ancient One didn't try to take him out when he was basically losing his mind, trying to get Christine back and going in like Groundhog Day style over and over again, her dying in multiple ways. And then, he gets with Oben, and Oben doesn't like why would he even show him anything in the library? I'm like, obviously, dude is not stable. I'm like, why are you giving him more information to be
and it's funny because Oben is the alternate name that was it Xanadu, I think his name is. That's the alternate alter ego he uses to hide in plain sight. And Doctor Strange have been enemies for the longest, but they made in this universe, he just kept the Oben name and kind of did this whole Yoda Luke Skywalker thing going on. We're just like, we didn't get to see that, but it's kind of what it was. Like, no,
and there's something else too that was interesting about this. Not only with the two Doctor Strangers fighting, which were cool, but the Watcher was actually the last person that Cray, Doctor Strange was talking to. Yeah. And he was like, why can't you do this? He's like, I literally cannot interfere. I just stay back and watch you be stupid. That's literally what he's like. I'm like, I'm just watching you be an idiot.
I mean, even though we've seen the Watcher, we've seen him get involved so many times.
Yeah.
So many times.
And
it is neat though.
Yeah, I mean, it dealt with grief really well in a way, but like I said, it kind of incorporated this whole, Back to the Future-ish Groundhog Day scenario where the absolute point, which is what I think the Ancient One called that an absolute point, something that cannot be changed, basically becomes this like Achilles heel for Doctor Strange. He's like, you just told me I can't fix this and I'm gonna prove you wrong. And that was literally what he said. You tell me I can't gather up enough magical energy to change this, watch me. And I at the same time, I was like, is this really about her now? Or is it more about you telling him, challenging him to get more magic? So
pure arrogance and pride. That's all it is.
Yeah. Not my favorite episode. I like Doctor Strange. I mean, I like the character. I've always liked him. him losing his heart, I get, Christine dying, him not being able to accept it. I understand that. I understand the grief in it all. But at the same time, it's like, it's another predictable plot. A lot like what was happening with the other. Like,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna. Some of these episodes are very good, and some are just very predictable. So I feel like this one, you already knew what was going to happen. You saw the train, you saw the wreck, you knew you couldn't stop it. So basically, this is the journey.
My thing is, I get it, and she kept dying. He didn't figure it out. When you took her to the dance anyway, and she had a heart attack on the floor. Like it didn't make me think of Groundhog Day. It made me think of The Time Machine. He learned real fast. Like when you go back in time, try to save them, they just die anyway. Like. Yeah, like you shot 2 or 3 times. Like this person keeps dying. They're just meant to die that time. There's just no changing it. Why are you trying to? You are fighting so hard to show you have control over this. And that was a major point within Doctor Strange was that you don't have control over the universe. You just have the ability to manipulate what's already going to be. So and it's cool. It also goes with like Constantine, one of my favorite characters of all time, because it's fallen synchronicity. Like you can't control the beats that make the world or the universe go around. You can travel, you can learn how to flow with it and use that power to your advantage, but you can't control it because that's not you. You were born within it, you're born within it and of it, not outside of it to see it from a third person perspective. So I mean, like, I hate that he couldn't figure that out. I hate
that I couldn't smack the hell out of him at some points. It's just like I got so frustrated. I'm like, why are you doing this? You are much smarter than this. What is wrong with you?
Like I see what said Latino Mifune said this episode with Usher did a very good job of showing what it's like when somebody you love passed away. The drama writing was on point. The drama writing was pretty good as far as dealing like the grief of dealing with a person. He just dealt with it poorly. And I don't even mean to the effect of like he should have got therapy because he probably should have, but more so along the line, because even then, like when they split those two apart and he decided on his own, like, no, I'm not gonna mess with that. It's that's something else altogether. I probably shouldn't. It was in the past, be in the past because I'm still here. I always point back to the episode, and this is such a corny thing to do, but it was a bet when I was younger. It was a really good example for me when in Dragon Ball Z, and I do mean Dragon Ball Z reference here, not the abridged whatever, but when Gohan was out there training by himself, he made friends with that damn dinosaur, and the dinosaur got eaten trying to protect him. And Gohan was upset to see that happen, but he learned that's the way the circle of life worked. We don't all survive it, but it's harsh. But you gotta, if you're still there, you gotta keep your head up and keep moving forward. Yep. That's really important. And the fact that such a basic lesson could be taught in a episode of Dragon Ball Z of all things, because that is not deep storytelling, but get the idea. I understood that very well.
Dragon Ball not deep storytelling?
Who would have thought it?
I'm like, no, they're perfect. This is a show that shows the perfect definition of family.
Oh man,
Dragon Ball abandonment issues.
Dragon Ball Z, Voltaire, John Steinbeck. I mean, the classics.
That was hilarious. But yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I just, like I said, and then something else that he didn't think about was how it was going to make him morph, like what he was going to become. Mm-hmm. When he got all these powers, then we see Shumagorath, and he's like all this tentacle stuff's going around, and then Christine's right there, and she's like, "Don't effing touch me! What the hell is this? This is gross! Like, what have you done?"
Yeah. It's that whole thing where it's like you'll do anything for those you love. I get that, like you'll withstand any whatever, but it's like how do I put it? It's like being at your job and you get so mad and the boss is talking crazy. You just want to kind of choke them out, in their office. I get it. You want to choke them out so like when you can see the life leave their eyes. It's how angry you are because, you ain't no punk and, you need to stay strong.
And they don't give you your PTO. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. And it's like, you didn't think about the fact that, trying to prove that you have some ability to stand on. Who's at home waiting on you? Kids, pet, wife, other family, friends, even. You didn't think about that, did you? Now you're over here in jail. It's like you're not around these people anymore because you made a stupid, rash decision. You got to be clever. You got to think through it. You can't just be like, "I'll do anything," and especially when there's nothing to do. Like if all your options are exhausted, there's nothing you can do. You just do what you can. What you can do is move forward. But I don't know why,
Well, that's the thing, though. I think that you were right at the beginning of this. It was never about him moving forward from Christine. He was challenged to save her. So there was grief there. So I'm not taking that away from him. But when the Ancient One said, you are not capable of gathering that much magical energy to save her, his competitive nature, his overachieving nature said, yes, I can. Watch me. You just told me I can't do something. And that's literally what I took away from this. Doctor Strange was so arrogant and, like you said, so narcissistic that it surpassed his grief and it became more about what he was able to do. Yeah. And in the end, he was like, wait, I destroyed the world? Well, why aren't you saving it, Watcher? He's like, no. Like,
challenge egos. Like, what's wrong, McFly? Are you chicken? He was like, no one calls me chicken. Yeah. Like, dude, it was
crazy. I was like, wow, this is a world I don't ever want to visit again. And was so messed up with seeing the planet like just dying. Like, I mean, all the planet just dying.
But you know what though? No one felt a thing. So hey, it's a peaceful going.
Yeah. Well, and then this is what just said, and I was actually thinking that I still don't know how I feel about Tilda Swinton's Ancient One. I love Tilda Swinton, but she shouldn't have been the Ancient One, in my opinion.
It's what though, because they couldn't use the character they wanted to use. I think because is it in Korea or some country that was like they thought him as evil or something. I can't remember which country it was. They didn't like the Chinese. Chinese like Buddhist monks or something. I can't remember. There was a racial reason why they didn't do it that way, and they used Tilda Swinton instead. But on a personal level, I always see Tilda Swinton as Gabriel from Constantine. So I mean, that's how I always see her. It's like, you beat me, John.
So Lord of the Rings.
No. Wait, was she in Lord of the Rings?
I thought so.
I don't remember. I saw the movie one time, like all the way through, and I hated it. So, don't get mad at me because I was forced to sit there and watch all three director's cut for the first time I watched it.
Oh no!
It wasn't fun. But I remember being there. I remember her being in. I remember being in.
No, I'm pretty sure she was in Lord of the Rings. I'm pretty sure.
Ray said yes. She's Gadriel. Yep.
Yeah. So like when she always plays these characters outside of the zombie movie she was in with Adam Driver. Yeah. She always plays these characters that are very, ethereal and like she's ambiguous. So pale, yeah, and she just kind of has this look about her that's just supernatural and other, other earthly type being that she to me actually she'd be very good at playing an alien because her whole facial structure, everything about her just reminds me.
She could definitely
being an alien.
She could definitely play Frieza in a live action.
She definitely could. Absolutely.
Just
she'd be a damn good Killer Frost. They wouldn't have to do a lot of makeup.
Actually, yes.
She'd be a really good Killer Frost.
Absolutely. Oh my God. Yeah.
So yeah. But I know that you had her. I remember her and Keanu Reeves scene in the Constantine movie.
I just like it. Yeah, I just like the little horn, like Jesus Christ.
Well, the overall consensus of this episode, obviously, we didn't hate it. Is just
I didn't hate it. It was just on a psychological. I felt like they have to do this to characters to make interesting stories, but I felt like they just kind of dumbed him down in a way they probably shouldn't have. I feel like I know that, just because you know a lot doesn't mean you know better. I get that. But I feel like he should know, especially when I work in a hospital and people die all the time, despite the surgeries and stuff. So like him not knowing how to grieve. I mean, I get it. He was close to her and stuff, but like.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think they were married. I think they were still dating. So he didn't lose his wife. He lost his partner.
Exactly. That's the thing. Like, and like dating, they weren't even super, because you remember in the movie, she didn't treat it like when he left, like she lost a boyfriend. She treated it like she lost a good friend, like a best friend.
Yeah, but also it was very obvious that they had a connection and they were dating and that she kind of felt betrayed a little bit by, him being unresponsive after his accident and all that, and him pushing her
True.
away. So I mean, it just really depends on how you view it. But
because I mean, when I watched it, it was more like I felt like in the movie that Strange didn't really know how strong their dynamic was, because he came there to help her because he cared about her. Don't get me wrong, clearly cares about her, but the way she responded to him, he was kind of like, oh, was that serious? Oh, I've been gone for a while. Sorry about that. Bye. Okay. Toodles. Like, all right, cool.
Yeah, you know what? I'm very confused right now, but I'm gonna have to go look up a cast list because Gito just said something interesting. He said that Galadriel was played by Cate Blanchett, and that is absolutely true. But I know that Tilda was involved in that movie, and I don't know who she was.
Hold on.
Now it could have been The Hobbit. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy.
Because I don't remember her being in that movie, but she might have been. I just have garbage memory. Let's see. She was in Narnia. If that matters.
I knew she was the White Witch in Narnia.
Yeah.
And you know, that might be what I'm doing. I might be so tired right now. I might be just superimposing her into another damn movie, which is not the first time that's happened.
I mean, hey, that's fair, by the way. But no, she's in all the Narnias, so it's probably what everybody's thinking of as Narnia.
It's probably Narnia. All right, so we need to move on to your favorite genre.
Zombies, yay!
Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna be real with you guys, and I'm not putting the Marvel zombies down because I know Marvel can do good zombies. But this still has nothing on Deceased. If you read the comic series Deceased, this is child's effing play compared to the stuff that's going on in Deceased. Deceased was messed up. Now, to be fair, they had multiple issues to get it right. And then the spin-off series for Deceased. But Deceased is probably one of my favorite zombie type comics ever. And that's including when the Black Lantern phenomenon happened with Superman and everybody. So and I call it phenomenon because it's really funny to me.
Black Lanterns and White Lanterns and Superman in an all white outfit.
Well, I mean, because you know, Black Lantern, when you're a Black Lantern, you're primarily a damn zombie. And
primarily not even a word. You are a zombie.
I know. I was look. I was trying to give it a little bit of like elitism here, but anyway. So Marvel Zombies. I did not hate this. It's just people make choices. And sometimes these choices are stupid.
You know how I feel about zombie narratives. Zombie narratives never. They just don't appeal to me. I don't like the whole. It's the Living Dead thing. Always bugged me. I remember being young, and like zombie stuff. And at first, it kind of frightened me. I thought to myself, "But wait a minute, why? Like, I put on lotion getting up in the morning, but I still get wet and stuff and moisturize. Zombies don't do that, and they're always falling apart. So wouldn't they like eventually all just fall apart in the sun after a while?"
I mean, obviously, if they don't use lotion, what the hell's wrong with you? Anyway,
they're dry.
Back to zombies.
They're dry, husk bodies. Like in reality, first of all,
most zombies wearing lotion. I can't.
Like I said, I mean, this is be for like most zombies wouldn't even rise because how far they're buried in and the casket they're in the first place. But even if they do rise, if you wait out about a week, most of them are going to die out anyway. And
I think the main issue with zombies are you can't think about it on a logical scale. You cannot use critical thinking. Okay, so you have to suspend your disbelief because you literally can pick apart any genre and have it not make sense. I mean, Dragon Ball Z is not the epicenter of making sense. I'm just putting it out there.
It's like that. It's not. So, but I can play with that narrative with the idea that real people breathe and eat and drink water. This doesn't like. They don't even metabolize.
They don't spend years training away from their family to go farm Dragon Balls and learn a technique. One technique is going to take me 20 years. See you later, wifey. I mean, no. Somehow you're pregnant. And I have a kid.
If you are as dumb as Goku and that strong, think about that. Just one hillbilly that can lift a mountain. That is definitely what he would do all the time. Like, well, honey, I'm going to go fight the ocean. Like, oh, okay.
Like I said, they're not the epicenter of making sense. So zombies, it's the same genre. And I will swear by the Train to Busan the Korean zombie movie being one of the best zombie movies I have ever seen. And I love horror movies, and I actually enjoy zombie movies. I hate cannibal movies for some reason. I know it sounds hypocritical. I cannot stand watching live people making a conscious choice to eat people, but I do like zombie movies.
You know why? Because real eating people make sense. Zombies don't make sense. So it's like
people eat people don't make sense to me too. And if you think they are, me and you will have a conversation later on.
What, zombies? Zombies aren't real? What?
No, cannibals. Anyway.
No, cannibals are real. I'm saying that's why it bothers you, because cannibals are real. That's a real thing.
Yeah,
like,
it's effing disgusting. Yeah. But, so I will say this was not bad. This was not a bad episode. It's just confusing because of the choices that were made in this episode. So like first of all, when Bruce Banner first fell down, and then he sees, Iron Man. Who was it? It was Iron Man. It was
who came out and fight him in the first place?
Yeah, the very first three he saw.
Iron Man, Captain America,
and Wong. Wong was there.
Wong was there.
Wong
was there. From in the very first scene, it was Iron Man,
the very first scene.
Doctor Strange, and I'm missing somebody, aren't I? No. That was
because Doctor Strange's cape was like badass. He was like the OP of this episode. He was the MVP.
I like how they did the Cape Spider-Man thing too. I was like, oh
yeah,
what a great Easter egg.
But when we first saw them come out and they just start doing their thing, and Bruce is like, oh yeah, you guys are in trouble now, and I was just like, at first I was like, what's happening?
He made the same reference he did in the movie when he's in the Hulk brush outfit. Oh y'all, let's go now.
Well, and then I was just like, okay, and then he kind of looks at him, and he's like, instead because Hulk was still like, I'm not coming out, and then Bruce was just kind of hanging out like, that's kind of excessive overkill. They're eating them. Like, that's not excessive overkill.
Well, that's the part I don't understand. This is the part. They didn't eat them, they turned them. Like, they never got
no, somebody was holding an arm in their mouth.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, but then they got up as full zombies. Like, they keep showing them, like they say they eat these people, but every time they bite them, like they turn so fast too. It's like it takes no time at all. So I'm like, the hell? And then when they turn, they don't even want them anymore. It's like, what is the point? What are you eating? Like 5 seconds, and it's like, oh.
I love how they did the narration. It's like, so Hank Pym once again. Hank Pym is just messing up in the What If series. He's like, I need my wife. I'm going to the quantum realm.
Hank Pym messed up in continuity. At all times.
In every continuity, you just F it up.
Hank Pym is just not a good person.
He wasn't meant to be. He's a wife beater, so they kind of. I'm seeing in the What If world, he is like him and Thanos are basically the expendable ones in this. So, he just went to go get his wife, and then she bit him, and I don't know how he came back. I guess because he turned, he was able to get back and still have his faculties enough to take the ship back.
That's one thing I didn't understand.
I didn't get that. I did not understand that.
There's zombies like a virus, and it kind of reminds me of, what is it, Resident Evil, maybe 4, I think what it is, like where the zombies actually walk around, they use weapons and stuff, and they can climb things, they can swim and all that. I was like, what the fuck? It's more
it kind of like that, or like Land of the Dead, where they, for some reason, are extremely hyper intelligent zombies. So yeah,
I was going to say. Maybe more like zombie, but Zombieland zombies aren't smart. They're just very resilient for some reason.
Yeah. Well, so how messed up is it? Like, there's a lot of messed up stuff, but how messed up with it was it that Hope shrunk herself, and then you got literally Ant-Man's like getting eaten to where he has no body. It's just an effing head. And I'm like, wow. Okay.
They were like, Scott Lang is best for cracking wise. So
that was something that was very annoying to me in this episode, is how many dad jokes he kept telling over. It seems like all of his dialogue was that.
Nothing but dad jokes.
Yeah. And I'm like, I know that he's a sarcastic person. He pops jokes a lot, but not to the level and the extent that he was doing it. It was to the point where I wanted them to take the head out of the jar and just throw it into the zombie crowd. I'm like, just do it. I'm like, the fact that he was one of the quote unquote temporary survivors.
I know, right? Like, what the hell?
You know what happens at the end. I was very annoyed by that.
Mhm.
But like there were just so many things. Like they're like, oh, we think we might be able to go to New Jersey and we can get a cure. I'm like, this has never been done and gone wrong in any other zombie
Like,
genre
whoa,
film.
let's see who survives this one. Oh, here, spoiler alert. 4 of them. Oh, wait, I lied. 3 of them. Oh, wait, I lied. Like, it was like a real zombie movie, you know. I was glad that, like,
I have a question for you too, because I know I don't want to cut you off, but you really need to answer this question because I was thinking this the whole damn time. So the cape is capable of picking up a couple of them and taking them.
Mhm.
We got we have basically Hope is flying around basically, and she could carry somebody. Spider-Man can swing. I'm like, you see where I'm going with this? Why did they effing need to get into the damn subway train when they could have just gone above everybody?
Man, I didn't even think about that really.
I've been like, that's like Superman saying, you know what? I'm gonna take a cab.
I feel like they did it only because they wanted to join like Bucky.
No, they did it because they needed to find a good way to make people expendable.
Yeah, that was all it was. It's like really, it's that art of creating plot holes for no reason. Like, you know how to solve this. Like, yeah, I know how to solve it. But if they had like 10% less IQ, what would they have done? It's just, like, that doesn't make any sense.
I was like, maybe they watched Train to Busan and they liked how it played out. So they were like, we're going to have a train too, because that movie did well. We'll just put a train in the cartoon. Because I didn't understand why they split up the way they split up when they know that there are there had to have been zombies in a damn subway terminal. You know, there has to be.
Like, why wouldn't there be? There are always people in the subway.
They left poor Peter Parker's little butt, like, basically holding the webs out. Even when they all, like, literally, they were getting on the train, trying to escape. They forgot he was there. Like, even Okoye, she's like, "We're all here, let's go." And I'm like, "What about Spider-Man?" And if it had not been for Doctor Strange cape, he would have been left behind too.
You know what's funny about that? In reality, since the Wasp could really shrink anything, you know, before she turned to a damn Titan, basically. Why couldn't she just like turn into a little wasp and fly and get like a jet and shrink it, bring it back, and then expand it? And I might get in the jet and it'll be gone.
Yeah,
it's
a horror trope.
No, I don't want to hear that whole like, oh, she's running and her heel broke and then she ran upstairs instead of outside. I'm so sick of that.
Okay, but I'm gonna tell you this, Groove. One thing they did play off of, because Kevin said it right now. Also, why did all the females die too? Exactly. Like Okoye was like so close to survival. She was so close to survival.
It's always that whole good luck.
She had to go. She was the last one to fall, but she had to go too, I guess.
It was just dumb. Like, I don't know.
Well, and then, okay.
I'll say this. At least the black guy survived the end of it. That's rare.
But what's so messed up about that situation is poor T'Challa had no leg because he was feeding it to effing Wanda. That is, I mean, I can't even fathom that. It's
like, not even worse of it.
Kidding me?
Not even worse of it. Wanda got emotional and sad when Vision killed himself. Yep. She had the capacity to feel for him, though she was a zombie. What the fuck? So you're telling me that these zombie people can learn to behave?
Yeah, but to be fair, though, even in the comics, Vision was always a trigger for her, even through her psychosis. So her hallucinations, all that, Vision was an anchor.
Hallucinations. He's trying to.
I guess they were trying to play off of that. I guess I don't know.
It was just dumb. That was so ignorant to me.
I was like, I will say though, a zombie Scarlet Witch is terrifying.
Yeah, but the one beauty of it is the fact they're zombies, their powers are dulled. Because like Hawkeye actually missed his shot, for example. So they weren't sharp. They could do what they can do, but they weren't like super accurate and everything. So, I mean, if she got mad though, it would be a whole nother ball game.
Yeah, but
and back to the whole like, you know, dealing with lost shit. Vision, You're a fucking computer.
Well, my thing about this, and Ray just made a good point too, because I was thinking this exact thing. So Wanda's a Nexus being, so she didn't count for the General Walkers. My thing is, if she was not, because she was not with the original group. The original group was Widow, Captain America, Iron Man, Hawkeye. I forgot who else was with them, but they turned like very quickly. But if they knew there was a zombie apocalypse happening, she is an effing Nexus being. Why didn't she do something to fucking warp reality so there was no longer a virus? I'm like, it just would have made better sense to me. She could have whispered, "No more zombie plague," and then nobody has zombie in them anymore. Like, what is that?
There are a lot of things to stop this. Like when Heimdall sent Hulk to Earth, why didn't Heimdall see this coming? Or Thanos had the entire gauntlet. Why couldn't he just snap that shit back? None of it makes sense. Like they conveniently made people who could easily stop this worthless. And like, why?
Yeah, because I mean, I don't want to believe that Wanda was affected first, and so I need to figure out like what. I can't see a zombie at all that could approach Scarlet Witch and get anywhere near her. I'm like, anywhere near her. Like that makes no effing sense to me.
None.
So this was hard for me to swallow. It was not a bad episode. It was just a confusing and a little bit unbelievable, in my perspective. They were making these choices and they didn't make any sense to me.
But throughout all that, they can't bite the Hulk.
They can't. But now let's talk about some cool things that happened though, because that is one of them. I will say the Hulk raging out and literally going up to Wanda and be like, "I don't care if you got powers, bitch," into the Pam. I was like, okay, that's what
Hulk versus zombie Wanda. The only time
that was pretty cool.
They actually defeat Wanda. Like, let's be for real.
He literally hit her so hard she slammed into the ground. He was like,
he's like,
"You have he's like, you're a Nexus being. You have infinite power, but I'm angry, bitch." So I guess Wanda suffered the fate of all women in this episode. She had to go too.
Oh yeah, no, she had no choice.
She had no choice. But so my favorite thing, as somebody who is not a fan of MCU Cap, I don't like Captain America in the MCU, Bucky. I laughed so hard when he was on there. They were fighting. He literally took that shield and he threw it, and he literally split. He wishboned his ass, and I was like, ah.
It was like, what was the line he used? Because it sounded like the same line he used in the movie when he talked to Steve Rogers. He was real small and CG'd bad.
I think he said something like "You've had enough" or something like that.
Something like this. It sounds
something along those lines, but that scene when I saw that, I was like, yes. Steve, go down. I was so happy.
Here's a better question. Okay, now in the original team, Tony Stark was there when he got down in the first place.
Yeah,
you guys knew there was a zombie horde coming towards you. Tony Stark, you have so much technology on your side. You even have vision. I don't understand why you guys thought the best approach was to jump outside and fight these zombies one-on-one. They turn each other, right? You know that.
Yeah.
Why you have, what? Between Tony Stark, and I will say Natasha, because she's not dumb, she's pretty clever. Vision, it doesn't make a lot of sense why you guys didn't think maybe we shouldn't go out there and fight them hand to hand. We probably should find a way to cure them. Hell, even in Cowboy Bebop, Spike Spiegel and Jett, Spike and Jett decided to find a way to cure the virus instead of trying to whip that dude's ass off right in the movie. Why doesn't anybody think like this whole what if? No one's thinking but Peter Parker. And it's like, why is no one thinking? No one's being logical. Everybody just like, the trope is this. We go with the trope. Like, you don't have to do that. You're really trying to survive this. What are you doing?
Yeah, I love how they still set up to get the Mind Stone, though.
Weird, he took it out himself.
He took it out himself. But think about it. He's always in a situation where that damn stone is popped out of his head. And there's always a situation where there's a Thanos, in this version, a zombie Thanos, out to get that last stone. So that's why I was like, yeah, they're temporary survivors. But
where do you get the soul stone?
Yeah, like I will say that Wakanda is very highly technologically advanced. So
yeah, but where do you get that soul stone? Where do you get that soul stone from?
I don't know.
But this point he didn't have it yet by the time he got there on Earth, and he turned to a zombie, so he didn't go sacrifice his daughter. So where do you get that soul stone from?
That is a good question. I don't know. And in this world, maybe he didn't have maybe he didn't have Gamora in this world as his daughter.
Who he sacrificed? He's a zombie. Everybody's sacrificial at this point.
Maybe is his wife. Well, in the comics, he had a woman he was in love with, and he was doing everything to impress her. So maybe that.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
I don't know.
He's also in love with them too. I remember. I don't get it, but
that is a good question, though. But Mercenary said the line is "I'm with you until the end of the line," which I guess makes sense.
That's what it was. Yeah,
they were on a train, so I guess that kind of makes sense. That he.
Yeah, and then the whole thing, the train, he saved Bucky, like, oh, the whole train thing. He didn't back and say, like, wait to end the line. And what he say to Captain? In the line, Cap.
Yeah. But so my question to you is this, Jett. So back to things that do not make sense. How much sense did it make to send Happy by himself primarily?
Oh my God, absolutely none.
I mean, you send the two people that are using guns that are not Bucky. Like, they are not Bucky. like Sharon can hold her own, for a while, but Happy in this universe, he's not a bad character. He has some skills, but he is not on the level of an Avenger and any scope of the imagination. Why didn't you just leave him with Klaus and then everybody else, go off and do their thing? People that had a better chance of not being bitten. They had to write something. What was this bam bam thing? Bam 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 bam. I'm like, this is not the Flintstones. What's happening right now?
It is a zombie kept saying it. Bam 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 bam. Really. Really, what's funny about that though? Because in the same run of things, they had the right sense to have Polka Dot Man's ass with. I know that Polka Dot Man it is, but I'm calling him that. Yeah, Polka Dot Man on the train with everybody else. That was safe. It made sense. And then again, like, why did she decide it wants to split up? Have you not watched Scooby Doo? This is not a good idea.
Okoye did say that the only thing they have from America are reality shows.
This is why when Peter told you we shouldn't split up because he watches too much damn TV.
No, I love that movie. Haven't you seen horror movies? No, we don't need those. We have American reality shows.
Yeah, and you like those reality shows. Your whole plan was a fucking disaster. That was not a good idea.
Why did they? I don't understand why they split up. I still don't get that at all. It's like if we had to do this mission. I know it's time sensitive because first off, Maria would have been like, I got a question. So you guys can fly. the cloak of levitation can fly and carry. As a matter of fact, only one of you needs to wear the cloak, and then you can hold two people and fly. Essentially, everybody could just fly out of here to New Jersey.
Hell, Hulk can run there.
Yeah, he literally just charged through everything. But I mean, again, I don't understand because, like, honestly, if Bruce Banner was wearing the cloak and he carried Sharon and Happy, and then we had Spider-Man just swinging over everything, like, as long as he could, which, New York to New Jersey was probably a long time. I don't know the complete layout, but probably a long time. As long as you got buildings he can swing on, he's generally okay. Of course, Wasp could carry somebody, or she could just, depending on her size, she could either carry somebody or at least get herself there. Bucky could probably hitch a ride with one of the two, either with Spider-Man swinging or with Bruce with the cloak as well, depending on how heavy he is. But I mean, essentially, you could have made a plan. There could have been a roadmap on not having to go into this subway tunnel where you split up and people are going to die, because that is literally that's the thing that bothers me about horror movies. It's like the stupid decisions. And so when you are a superhero, I need you to be smart and use critical thinking skills, because you could kill innocent people if you do not. Hence what happened in this. And I'm so upset that Okoye, who was actually taking a leadership role, which she should absolutely do because I effing love her, they made her like kind of slow thinking, like she didn't have critical thinking skills. And I'm like,
she was very trigger happy. It was like, like, what is wrong with you? Why are you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. Again, I'm glad that we have these. They are great filler for in between shows, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, really, And the whole thing with Bucky and Falcon. When they were fighting and he had to kill Falcon, he's like, I know it should be sad, but I'm not. I'm like, what is that? Like, what does that even mean?
Like,
you could be sad about your friend dying.
Seriously,
what does that mean?
You didn't hate Falcon, dude. Stop acting like you hated him.
Seriously,
That wasn't
I
it.
don't understand that at all. And then they did something in this that happened in Crisis, which pissed me off. And they did this with Bucky. In Crisis on Infinite Earths, the Poopsicle miniseries on CW, they literally were firing guns at Annie Monitor.
Oh, yeah.
Bucky was literally unloading his gun at Wanda, thinking on some level this was going to do something. And I'm like, why?
I'm not gonna lie. That was such a waste. I'm gonna buy you some time. Get yourself killed.
Hell, he was doing it before that line. He was shooting at her when they were in the building. I'm like, what do you fucking think these bullets are gonna do? Nothing. You are literally wasting money. That's all.
Now, you know what?
We're out of cash.
You know what though? Would have made sense with this whole episode if one of those bullets did hit her. I'm like, oh, she got shot. Oh, everybody's stupid. Okay, I get it now. Everybody's incompetent. All right, I follow it now. Okay, it's not just them. Everybody.
Wanda had so much more intelligence as a zombie than they did in some ways. Like when they were getting away on the ship, she went overlooked. She's like, "Oh, you think you're leaving?" And if it hadn't been for Hulk, it's like, what the hell, She just would have killed wiped everybody out. And another thing, Peter's like, "Don't you watch horror movies, right?" And then they're like, "Why aren't the zombies climbing the fence?" And then you see this big gape where they can literally just walk in. And they're like, they don't need to. And then they just that was the end of that. And they just started going to the building. And Maria would have been like, why aren't they climbing the fence? What the hell's in here? Why are we going towards it? I mean, what is this? What is this?
This my vision. It's because of my being resonates and they don't like it, so they stay away. Like, I guess like I smell like dog shit. Look, Vision, I get it. You love your Wanda, and that's fine. I understand you, kinda. But let's be realistic, all right? Like you can compute. The zombie invasion thing is ridiculous, and I know you're pulling a Wanda thing, which is you and her at the end of the world kind of shit, and it's so stupid. Like I understand Wanda doing it because Wanda's fucking crazy, but you, on the other hand, you're kind of you're a rational creature with Vision. You made to be rational. Like you have the stone in you to make you rational. Why couldn't you rational? Like you are so rational. You knew during the end game that you had to get rid of that stone and get it destroyed to get rid of him. So you couldn't have it. You were so rational that it took your life to help. I mean, it didn't work, unfortunately. But, because Wanda, for some reason, didn't do really good Wanda shit. I might get into that. But still, and competence aside, you can rational this. So why is it that when your girlfriend, not your wife, your girlfriend, or that doesn't really matter, turns to a zombie, I have seen people as smart as the Punisher will shoot somebody because they did something really ridiculous. There's no coming back for that person. And it happens in a lot of zombie movies and horror movies, like, there's no way we can save him. Hell, I Am Legend. He killed his own dog. And that hurt him.
That hurt me too. That was a hard scene to watch.
But you had to do it. Why can this crazy, led by himself, highly depressed, drunk dude that talks to mannequins, damn it, why can he rationalize that and you can't? What is wrong with you? Like everybody is like whatever intelligence they have, they doubted. They took it down like.
Yep. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And we'll get to some of the comments in a minute. I am seeing you guys. I don't understand that. I don't understand how Vision all of a sudden snapped out of it when Bruce was like, what you're doing is wrong. You need to help us escape. He's like, you're right. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And I'm just thinking about poor T'Challa, who was getting his leg hacked up to feed to Wanda. And did the screaming not give you a clue that this was wrong? The torture on T'Challa not tell you this was wrong? I'm sure T'Challa had many conversations with you along these lines of what the hell is wrong with you. But that one moment you're like, I think that I am wrong. I think what I did is bad. So let me help you escape. And I can't leave her. So let me atone by ripping out my stone. It's like,
That's like the worst. You know,
Vision had no vision, Groove. Vision had no vision.
You know how you atone for your mistake? You put Wanda down and help them save the rest of the planet. That's how you atone. Because you fed that damn thing and kept it alive. And I'm saying that thing because it's not a human being anymore. That thing.
It's a Nexus zombie.
You fed it, kept it alive. This is you come behind it. You come behind it like, well, head off.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I got a lot to atone for. And I don't expect to be forgiven, but I'll accompany you guys to Wakanda so they can't follow you, for example. And then we can then move a stone off my head, kill me for my crimes, all that stuff, and then do whatever. And I'll show you the schematics to help you find the cure. Shuri can help out. See, that makes sense. Not this whole I'm gonna do it right here in the middle of the invasion. Like, you pick the worst time to sacrifice yourself. There's so much going on right now.
Yep.
Why would this be your moment to go? You're right. Like,
I just feel like the choices that were made in this were just so silly. Not that I'm stupid, they were just so silly that I found this to be a parody of a zombie. It's a parody. It's literally
it really kind of is. But this is only part one. You think this story through? Just wait for part two.
Is there a part two? Like, are they gonna do a Marvel zombie? Because this is like Marvel Zombies, Resurrection. So
hey, you seen the little clips and all the Avengers are together, they put from the universes, and what are they fighting? Zombies. So that's what happened next. That's the end game for the what if.
Why did this series start off so strong? It's like they put their best episodes in the first two, and then they just started declining for me. And I mean,
Disney wants you to feel good before you feel bad. It played like any Disney movie does. Everybody's fun, high-fiving and playing basketball and playing jacks and, running and playing freeze tag. And then somebody breaks their leg. And then because they broke their leg, they have to stay at home. And so their dad loses their job and everything is all sad and upset. And things get darker until somebody wins the lottery for some reason and everybody's happy and the whole town has cake. That's how
town has cake.
Disney
I won the lottery. I'm buying cake for the whole town.
Yay!
Oh Lord!
You get to keep their lovely house on the hill, whatever it is. It's just that is how Disney plays. And you can tell Disney had a hand in how this is made. You can just see it gets there. It's clear as day. It is a progression of it. It's like, yo. But I mean, they gave us that T'Challa Star-Lord episode, so.
They did, and I really like Captain Carter.
The first two.
The first two were really good. The rest of these so far have been lukewarm.
Yeah, they've been getting kind of more as it going. Like, okay. Okay.
And I mean, like I said, I don't know what's happening in the next episode. I make a point of not trying to spoil myself, so I don't watch trailers for the episodes. I usually just go and watch it.
I don't, but it keeps showing those clips of them fighting a zombie horde, and you see it, and it's like, well,
see, I haven't seen that one, so I don't know why. Maybe it's coming up in the trailer itself.
I've seen that,
but I haven't seen it. So, but that's good to know. It's great that we'll have more to talk about zombies, and then I'll have more to critique, saying, "Why in the hell are you doing this to me?" Because it's giving me mental issues. Because
you mean like when they pull the Doctor Strange and T'Challa Star-Lord and Captain Carter and all the rest of them from this other world, and somehow they whip the zombies' asses with the other Avengers.
So is this the setup, though? Is this the setup? Well, because like I wonder if what happened in episode 4, because we saw that black plaguey stuff, is what spread to their world. So maybe this is a multiverse virus, and it's just
it could be actually spreading. that might be it. But I fear that be the case. I mean, clearly a virus of some sort. I fear to be the case. If they do that, they might throw that shit into the actual these new Marvel movies coming out, and you get to see more of this zombie shit. But in the same way they're doing it now, where everybody's incompetent until they pull somebody from the alternate timeline or something. I don't know.
Ray said, "Why T'Challa as Star-Lord makes no sense. I don't see him abandoning his kingdom and family, not in character." Well, to be fair, when he was a child, we didn't get to see his character. We got to see
Exactly.
him as an adult. So when you were a kid, hell, when I was a kid, I was going to move to the damn moon. So I mean, nobody wasn't going to tell me that I wasn't, because I already picked out a plot. So nobody could tell me that, yes, there's no oxygen up there. I don't have a way of getting there. I was going. And I didn't know that this is what it was.
Like,
so I think that it was just the fact that Star-Lord was just badass as T'Challa. I mean, he just was. He was a better Star-Lord than
I ain't gonna lie. If Xandu and them caught me at like 8 or 9 years old and abducted me, telling us, "You got the wrong kid," and I was like, "Oh, what's that? What's that? You want to come with us?" Yeah. What? I want to go see what's happening. I'll be grown up and stuff, and like, it would be a moment or two. I miss my mom and dad, but then it'd be like, "Hey, want to go blow up space rats?" Do I? And forget, because like, why would you remember?
Well, and then you also have to think about T'Challa and Black Panther. And actually, if you actually look at Civil War, he was very worried about becoming king. Even then, he didn't think he was ready. He went through a whole character development in Black Panther to get where he was able to accept that he was Black Panther and he was going to be king. So to me, it's not out of character. I think that that's actually right on point.
Yes, really him. Because even before then, he did like leaving Wakanda and going out and being a diplomat and meeting people and going places. He just was, once he had a Black Panther mantle, he was like, "Oh, well, I'm king now, so I need to stay home and take care of my kingdom." So like,
Yeah, like he said, he was a prince. Royals are trained from the beginning about duty, and he was the loyal and dutiful son. Well, no, again, we saw him in, as an adult.
Exactly.
In the crossover movie, and basically in Civil War, we saw him as the dutiful son, and then his dad died. But we have no idea what T'Challa was like when he was younger, and we did see the struggles that he had, trying to adapt to that life. So I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that. Sorry.
I will too. I disagree on the fact of the Lion King. Simba was a prince and he was being groomed to be a king, but it didn't stop him going to the Elven Graveyard and being a little jackass, because he's still a child. Children are explorative. It's not about, you don't learn one day your prince meant to be king when you're like 6 or 7 years old and go, "You're right. I need a job." You don't mature at that point.
You don't do that, yeah. Well, think about how many Disney movies have taught us that the royal family obviously doesn't like to be in the house. And then look at Jasmine and Aladdin. She was out there swinging around with the poor people because she didn't want to hang out in the palace. I mean, it happens. I can absolutely see that being a thing.
She did the old ATL thing. She did like Nunu. Nunu had money. They're hanging out with T.I. and them in the hood, going to the skate palace. No, not skate palace. That was
Yeah, you aging yourself here in Memphis with the skate palace.
Yeah, I was thinking about Hustle and Flow on that one. Yeah. But you get the idea I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So like, no, it's like he was a child. He was a definite kid. Kids are exploited by nature. And then when Xandu told me that, everybody he knew and loved was dead and gone.
Yeah, because that was in my review. I said that too. I said it's interesting that he didn't, want to go back to Wakanda. Like, why would you not want to, why did you want to do that? But that was not my biggest problem with that. If we're gonna be real, my biggest problem is, why was this young prince not walking around with a guard or any guards? Why was he able to just flip through, Wakanda's security system and walk into this middle of field to be abducted in the first place? This is called bad. If the president can't even take a shit without the Secret Service, why is Wakanda? Where the hell was
like, hey,
guards?
I've seen First Kid with Sinbad. I know you can't go out.
Can't go anywhere. Well, can't go anywhere. So yeah, really, Wakanda should have been mad at itself. I mean, he's like, "Damn, we let another one get through the security barrier." Like, this is the 5th damn son that's gone this week. Like, you thought T'Challa was the only son? No, sir. They just keep disappearing.
But on the other side of it, if Shuri was abducted, for whatever reason was abducted, that'd have been a whole nother storyline in the ball game. I feel like Shuri is far more aggressive than T'Challa.
Yeah, well, Shuri would have been gone. She would have been gone.
Yeah. She'd have left. She'd have made them. She'd have turned them into warlords. They'd have came back ready to just destroy shit.
Her little butt would have been out there in her diaper. Like, come get me.
That's the only thing. Shuri would have been way too young to be abducted at the time, because she's not around the same age. But if they did take Shuri and like raised her, Shuri would have been a little monster. They'd have had all kinds of good shit. And she's so damn smart. Like, T'Challa turned them into like freedom fighters. They would have turned into like, complete just like pirates, like real, like proper space pirates. Like, man, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
like,
I think that would have been really effective with her as Star-Lord in that way.
She'd have made them, they were bad, they'd have been worse. I mean, way worse.
Ray said, but I respect T'Challa was just a class character, like annoyingly noble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me scroll up to the top though, because I know I missed a lot of comments. It was unusual to take on strange ability to see the millions of possibilities. Yeah, I mean, in that episode with Strange, it was strange. Just strange. I was like, I remember, I think we started video chatting like before we started making our video, before we even did our live stream, because we did our live stream, before that, where we were doing our Zatanna versus Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Right before we did that, we were talking about the episode, and I was just like, "What the hell did I just watch?" Because I wasn't bad, but it was just like, "What the hell just happened?" Yeah,
absolute.
You want to talk about an out of character? He should have seen the possibility of him being.
Yeah,
it didn't make any sense.
He didn't take the time to sit there and go like, "What can happen?" Like I said, Strange was not strange in that episode. It was like, you're a smart man. You didn't try a way to think that through. You could have, before you even did the act, looked through and goes, "How many possibilities can I take to make this happen?"
Yep. I guess the prospect of Strange risking the fabric of time and space to fix something that went wrong in his life is pretty scary. Yeah. Now, how cool it would have been to have Supreme Strange against zombie Scarlet Witch. That would have been interesting.
It'd have been the same argument as Zatanna versus Scarlet Witch. You got somebody has control of the hell they're doing against somebody that's like just insane.
No, I mean Supreme Strange after he absorbed all the powers and started looking cray and nasty looking.
Okay, let's be real.
Wanda.
Supreme Strange, all the powers in him. I don't know how they're gonna dwarf him when they introduce him. He should not be beaten. I think Zatanna, I think they'll have a problem. He's absorbing all those monsters and shit. He's like a god. Like he's so powerful. When the universe collapsed on itself, he kept himself alive.
Yeah.
That's God's strength. He's a god now, just a lonely one. Like, no way, dude. There's
yeah, I gotta give you that. That is absolutely true.
He went in there and caught all 151. He's the 151. That's the end of it. That's the end of it.
KO fucker.
He even caught Mew, y'all. He caught Mew and the missing number.
Ray said, I think this Supreme Strange, I like this Supreme Strange. He does his own thing. I mean, because there's nothing else for him to do. He's nobody else there.
And he can do what he wants to in that little glass case of his.
Seriously, you should have gone and got that Lipton tea with Wong. I'm like, all you had to do was go drink the instant tea with Wong. Why you sit in the chair? Why?
All you had to do.
There was a version of Strange was like, I don't want your damn tea. And the other one is like, Lipton's not too bad. And that is the choice of how you save the world. The type of tea that's being brewed. I'm like, that's the real. People don't know the real reason. They don't know what actually happened. So I'm just letting you know. Let's see. This Strange is far more powerful than ours, but he is nowhere near as wise or even a contender for leader of the Avengers like ours, since the vacancy of leadership, or the Illuminati for that matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with that. This Strange.
He's more powerful because nobody has the power of both hands. So he's stronger by default. Like, it doesn't matter. What's stronger? The Strange that is capable, or the Strange that is capable?
He gets to use his hands any way he wants. It gives him infinite power.
This Strange has no handicap. He just pissed off.
I think Strange's misguided behavior was driven more by desperation than arrogance. I think it started that way. Yeah. But I think when everyone said what she said about him not being able to gather all that magical energy, he was like, "Oh, challenge accepted."
He said, "Oh, so you think you know better than me? You're dead. I'm not dead. I got you. Okay, hold on. I'll be back."
Yeah, cockroaches and bug theme heroes survive the apocalypse. You are absolutely 1,000,000,000% correct. In the comic series, the motion comic series that we are currently developing, the creatures of unknown origin are basically based on wasps, because wasps are creatures that make no sense to me. I'm allergic to them and they're a waste of effing space. So I do believe, had I not been writing this comic series, that they probably, like cockroaches and termites and every other annoying mosquito, flea, bug on the planet would probably have survived. And a little bit of a spoiler, because nobody knows this except for Groove because he's in it. These wasp creatures took out 199 countries on a world that only had 200, leaving one country left. That is how disgusting and horrible these creatures are, and they're pretty effing nasty. So,
as a side note, in nature, wasps do have a purpose. It's just they're really annoying.
Everything in the ecosystem has a purpose, but as far as I'm concerned, it's not a good enough purpose for me.
No, I'm not. Don't get me wrong.
Have no purpose whatsoever. They have no purpose whatsoever. I don't care what anybody says.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not advocating for wasps. I don't like them at all either. Actually, I can't stand them. I kill them every chance I get a chance. But they do help pollinate, and they get rid of other pests like mosquitoes and shit like that. But so do other creatures get rid of those same insects. And so do other creatures pollinate plants. So as far as I'm concerned, wasps, hornets, yellow jackets, dirt divers, whatever, they can all be gone. Fuck them. But that's just me.
Just assign their role to someone else.
Yeah, it's like, no, other creatures the same thing.
Look, my dog's lazy. Give him a role. He'll go pollinate some flowers for you.
Seriously. Like this, bring all the bees back.
Seriously, do something. No, it was horrible. Latino said the strange episode was my favorite so far. Oh, Latino, I'm sorry. I know we're probably making you upset right now.
Yeah, but
we can't lie to you. It was not ours.
I may make you mad, but I don't care. I didn't like it as much.
It just we don't mean to be those people, but we can't lie. It was not our favorite. I
didn't like it that much. I'm sorry.
It was not. And the sad thing is that the show has, again, potential. It has so much effing potential to be so much better.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Maybe they're just tired because maybe they're writing for all the MCU shows and they're just like, damn it, gotta do another script.
Everyone's in there. Oh, get to work.
Yeah.
You get to work again.
Okay, we already answered that.
We said for Disney gets like litigious and attacks us.
Yeah, I think we already talked about our thoughts on Zombie Wanda.
Yeah, we did.
Scary, and she apparently is a Land of the Dead zombie. She's a Romero zombie. As tired as you are, you will make better choices than Barry Allen. Thank you. Believe it or not, guys, I have had 8 hours sleep in the past 7 days. I am effing exhausted.
Because she is insane. Listen to no one.
Well, and also I have a medical condition that gives me insomnia. So but yeah, I do. I am a workaholic. So
Maria, I told you
a lot. So
tart cherry juice will put you to sleep. I guarantee it.
I have to order it. I don't go in stores. It's COVID, dude. I'm like,
they do have it at Kroger. Tart cherry juice. I drink.
That's on my list. It is on my list.
Like 4 or 5 ounces of it, and like in about a good 10 minutes, I'm like, oh. Shit. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try that. I'm gonna see what happens. But yeah, thank you for giving me that compliment, and thank you for knowing that I am infinitely better than Barry Allen. R.I.P. Cheetah.
Well, yeah, that did happen.
Oh yeah, you're right. Kate Blanchett and Tilda Swinton they definitely look alike to me anyway. So I mean, it makes, especially in the costume makeup, because the White Witch definitely looks a lot like Tilda does naturally. I like Kate Blanchett does naturally. I love Marvel Zombies since the little taste we had in that nightmare, but I never got the plot. Well,
oh yeah.
Well, I will say this: the most effed up scene for me in Marvel Zombies and when Spider-Man ate Mary Jane and Aunt May is just the way that it happened. I don't know why they didn't run. Like they had ample amount of time to run to try to get away. If you see your man or your nephew and his teeth are like in here, no, you don't go check it out. That's
how zombie movies work. There's always somebody that's like, "What's that sound? I'm gonna check it out." You're in an abandoned warehouse. Leave the warehouse. You're not Sam and Dean Winchester.
First of all, why the hell are you in an abandoned warehouse? Let me see how this is how we would reenact this. Are you ready, Groove?
Yeah.
Hey, guess what, Groove?
What's up? Oh, sorry. Oh. Yes. What's going on, bro?
So like I was in my house and I heard a noise. And it was coming from the basement. Oh, sweet. I'm on 240.
Yeah.
I've been on the highway.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're good. You're good then. Yeah. No. And,
I don't have good signal out here. You might want to call somebody. Just
from right here, call the police and tell them to investigate. You think somebody broke in?
Oh, and sure. And I'll be at you and Brene's house in about 6 minutes. I'll see you.
All right, cool. Did you bring where's your daughter and your husband?
Oh, sweetie, they've been gone. They weren't even at the house. I called them before I called you. They're not going back there.
You better than me. I'd have left and should have been left inside. Like, what happened? Oh, I forgot.
Hold on. I think there's a zombie in the street. Oh, hell no. So I'm not even going to run it over on the likelihood that it stops up my engine and I'm stuck. So I'm just going to keep going.
Well, time for you to start barricading. Here we go.
Yep. Right, and I'm gonna let you know this. I'm gonna drive all the way through your gate to the door because I'm not gonna try and get out of my car and make it to the door. So you better be ready. I'm a Rick roll out.
Get ready to help me rebuild that gate. You don't have a choice because I need that gate.
That's fine. But for right now, I'm about to Rick roll. I'm gonna literally Rick roll out of my car and I'm gonna roll into your house. Just be ready.
All right.
See you in 5. Bye.
Bye. Ain't nobody stick around for that shit.
Ain't got time. I am not going in the woods. I don't know the layout. I'm night blind.
You always run away into the darkness, the dense darkness. Why do y'all do that? You can't even see in front of you. Why are you out there? Just running.
First of all, I don't care if I want an all expense paid trip to the cabin in the woods. I'm not going to the cabin in the woods. That's not how this works. There are many things against me right now. I'm a minority. I am night blind. None of my devices will more than likely have signal out there. Yes, I have AT&T, but that means absolutely nothing. And then if you really, really think about this, I am probably the worst person to take to a situation like this because if I see anything off kilter, anything on the way there, we're going to turn that damn car around. So if we're driving and the people are like, so where you're headed? And we're like, oh, we're going to this cabin, at Tallulah Blue Lane. Oh, you may not want to go up there. Yeah, not this time of year. I'm like, you know what? You absolutely have been right.
You're right.
We're going to Holiday Inn.
Ain't none here for us this way.
Bye. Nope.
Anybody doing that shit? I can hear one person. You're not from around here, is you? Yeah. I don't think you're going to go up to that hill. Things happen. Thank you, kind stranger.
Yep. Or like ring. So there's a strange man outside your house that's staring. Hold up. Headshot.
Exactly. Like I'm not
anymore.
No chances taken. We're not. No. I'm about survival. I'm not going.
No, you're gonna work for this.
Exactly.
You're gonna work for
trust me this way. If I died, they really fought. They tried to get me.
Yeah,
it wasn't like I
was their life's mission.
They wanted me bad. I was a trophy. They wanted that prize because I didn't go out without a phone. No.
I'm gonna tell you. I mean, I'm gonna be real with you too. If I'm out and somebody like tries to get me in their car and they're like, "I'm gonna shoot your ass," I'm like, "This is my day to die," because I'm not getting in the car with you. Where are you shooting me? Because let's just get it over with. I am not getting in the car with you.
No, get in the car so you can shoot me. All you
future kidnappers, killers, serial killers, I'm not getting in the car with you. So you might as well just headshot me because it's over. It's not happening.
Get in the car, I can get shot anyway. Are you kidding me? Like, get in the car, I'll shoot you.
Right. So I'm trying to think of Maria in the first 20 minutes of Get Out.
It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be.
I would have been there in the first damn place.
Maria is not going with somebody she's known for a couple of months to their family's house in a cabin in the middle of nowhere.
A couple of months. I'm not going with you in a couple of years.
No, I'm not doing that. Tell them to come down here. Let me meet them first, my damn self. I'm not going out there.
Honey, I love you so much. And you know what I think we should do? We should have a Zoom chat. I'm like, I want to meet your family on Zoom. With the safety of my internet connection and firewall.
You know what I'm not gonna do?
My untraceable VPN.
Like, and especially my ass. Like, man, look, let me tell you right now. I can actively defend myself in a lot of ways, very much so. There's no way anywhere I might go to this cap. For one, I'm already like suspicious anyway, and I am traveling with weapons. You're not gonna tell me. We grab my car. I got all kinds of sharp objects on me. There's no way I'm going unequipped. And I'm home. That took a picture of that dude. He's over there. Get out. That is my. I'm like, no, that's weird. It's not normal. I don't like it. And they tell me something. How strong do you think you are? Strong enough. That's it. Hold.
No, bro, you don't even have to demonstrate your strength. When he say get out, be like, okay.
Exactly. Like, oh, bye.
Bye.
Try to stop me and still like, oh, you try to hit me.
And look at your woman and be like, baby, there are a lot more fish in the sea. You just do you.
Right.
Don't go.
Like here's the thing. While the rest of her family's out there bleeding out in the carpet, and she's like trying to survive me. Like, now let me ask you this question. You couldn't have been that smart. You picked me of all people. I'm a survivor. I don't just die. This is not you stupid. Where the car keys? I get out of here.
Wilbur says, Jett sounds like the Predator's on his heels. If I die, they tried to get me. I mean, I'm telling you, in some cases, when you are a person who understands, because we live in 901. You don't know anything about 901, Google it. So we understand where not to go, what not to do. And that's how we've survived this long. So when you tell us things like, hey, there's this fun house that's coming to town. Yeah, it's very mysterious. And they only let select people in. Oh, okay, cool. So it's a snuff film. No, not happening.
Not going. That's a whole. He said Predator, right? You ghosting us.
That's a not no, but a hell no.
Dry. Need you real dry. Got that? Like, I ain't playing.
I'm like, I just got one question for you before you leave. Is there anything that I can have? Because I know you're not coming back.
Oh my God, there's no way. That would be good to see on the Predator movie where they drop them with all the survivors on the planet to hunt. Good luck.
I love that movie, especially the
good luck.
Guy. I love that movie.
I am not dying. I'm not dying at all. The fact they abducted me in the first place is amazing. But once again, I'm not dying.
I mean, to be fair, I will kill. Go to sleep, but
I will kill my comrades to survive. You understand what I'm saying? I will use them as bait. I'm not playing. I will pretend like we're just. Oh yeah, no, we could do this. Yeah, come on, Mary Sue and Bobby Joe, whatever the hell. And
so now we've been friends for a very long time, Groove, and now I know I don't trust your ass. You go kill your comrades. I already know.
I'm over there, and I just met these people. I don't know them. Like, I don't know what's supposed to matter. We all trying to survive together. Interesting. Dead, gone.
Okay, it's okay. You know, I got those Native American genes, and part of those Native American tribes in me are Apache. We scout first, ask questions later. We understand the drill. We understand the drill.
I ain't done.
I'm that land, but yeah,
they'll probably make me a predator. Like, he killed 3 or 4 of them by himself. How do you do that?
I would tell you, I'm gonna be mad as hell if they make you a predator. I'm like, are you effing kidding me?
Wouldn't that piss you off? They'll piss you off, but it's kind of expected. Like, they made you a predator? Yeah, I'm probably
But no, like, honestly, guys, I know we're having fun out here, but we are uber serious. If we were in Marvel Zombies, that episode would have gone
way different. Way different. There's no way in the world.
Yep. No. First of all, this is how the original plot of the beginning of this film would have stated in narration. The Avengers were responding to, but then Maria called and told them to keep their ass on that ship because there are zombies. And if one of you gets infected, have you not read your competitor deceased in DC Comics? You are going to turn and then you're going to take out humanity. So I need you to do this thing called keeping your butt in the plane, bring your butt back to the Avengers headquarters. We're going to formulate a plan of getting our asses to Wakanda for our last stand. Like,
here's a fun part. We didn't even touch on this. He went to the quantum realm to find her, right? And it really should disorient you as a regular human being. The zombies are not intelligent creatures. He got bit. She stayed behind, though, because she couldn't get out. Yet he had enough sense as a zombie to get back into that spacecraft and go back to where he came from to spread the virus. Yeah. Now, I don't know about y'all. Whenever you see the superheroes, these other heroes and characters, they're always equipped. They never come unequipped. You know what's going to happen. I have a good few machetes in my possession. And if I was a hero of some sort, I'd probably have my nice, cool blue one that's really sharp and serrated and got the little cool curve edge to it. And thinking about it and bit good old Ant-Man, both Ant-Mans in one swoop.
You're just doing too much. That's wasting too much energy. So let's see. I'm going to dedicate my life as a superhero because I have decided this. I don't even have to have any powers. The minute they said, oh, hey guys, we're gonna be off the radar because Dad's gonna go into the quantum realm to save my mom. I'm like, oh, what date and time is this? Oh, it's this date. Cool. I'm gonna come watch. And then he gonna go in there and I'm gonna shut that damn machine down and his ass ain't coming back. And that is literally how I have saved everybody on the planet. And they're like, why did you do this? Because he's going into an unknown territory, form of diseases, bacterium, and God knows what else. You think I'm letting him bring that back to Earth? He's a damn scientist. He should have known better. So you know what? Peace out.
As a matter of fact, it's one thing, like, you're in a quantum realm, so it's gonna be a quarantine area. What do you mean? He's going to a realm which you don't know what you're gonna bring back. So he's gonna come back into a quarantine, right?
You got to be there for at least 2 weeks.
Like I said, he's gonna come back into a quarantine, right? So you can check him and sure there's no anomalies, whatever. Well, he didn't. That was a complete accident, and it happened on mistake. You weren't prepared. You got lucky. He might not be lucky. So quarantine. You're right. Yeah, I know I'm right. And where the zombie virus went? Nowhere.
I mean, to be fair, we'd have the most boring and sensitive, like literally, I'm going to be real with you. It'll be the best critical thinking experiment that you would ever watch because we'd be like, you think you're going where to get who? I'm like, arrest his ass.
Exactly.
Yeah, he got problems. There's something wrong with him.
Not even a thing.
And then while he was in jail, I'd whisper, and I know you're the one that really made vision, asshole. Everybody blame Hank. Everyone knows it's Hanky.
Then again, if I was in charge of that stuff, shit, Thanos would got as far as he did anyway. But that's a whole nother story. My logic is different, but you know, and I'm not even talking about Ant-Man up Thanos' ass theory. I'm not even talking about that. It's beyond that.
He said, anyway. How is it out there? Like, you guys are Tennessee. Like, we're talking the city, heart of Dixie, our hills have eyes. Depends on the day. We live in Memphis, 901. Memphis, Tennessee, home of barbecue.
It is heart of Dixie,
music and crime.
It is heart of Dixie. If you're going towards like maybe Voodoo Village or I don't know.
In the middle of COVID, during the pandemic, where everything, especially last, where everything was shut down, we had an increase in shootings and crime. So
actually, we did
right there.
Like you know, heart of Dixie is more like going towards Eads, still in Memphis. Hills Have Eyes is like going towards South Memphis. Like you don't. Like it just depends where you're going.
I mean, but our city as a whole is called Bluff City, so that should tell you also something right there. We're in a bluff, but I mean,
don't get me wrong. You can
double meaning.
You can survive out here. You can survive out here. You just gotta
be smart.
You gotta pay attention. You gotta be careful.
Gotta pay attention. So you don't come to Memphis thinking you can go where you want, like, because you cannot. Like, you absolutely cannot.
Depending on the color and the gender, you better watch it. That's all I gotta say.
Yep.
You go to Midtown though for some part. Not all.
I live in Midtown.
Yeah. She's in a pretty safe area, but even then, it's still
not. I mean, it's not really safe. I mean, just the other day, we're on this neighborhood app, and somebody was screaming for help, and they couldn't figure out why. So
like I said, not entirely. I think the safest,
pretty safe, but still not safe.
The safest parts of Memphis, I would say, are probably Collierville,
Germantown,
and Bartlett.
Though Germantown has a lot of home invasions, but because it's a richer neighborhood, they're never on the news. It's like you never know it. That's the problem.
Collierville, Bartlett,
room, and that's pretty much what Germantown has.
Like, I would say Collierville, Bartlett, and Harbortown are the safest areas in the city.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where you live is kind of safe because you're close to Germantown. Where Without Fear, where he lives, he's on the cusp of safety because he's on the cusp in Bartlett, but he's not actually in Bartlett. He's closer to Raleigh, and that's not a good thing. So you're literally on the border of being extremely safe and being SOL. Like, I mean,
Raleigh is not very safe at all.
Yeah, Ray said, someone screaming, "Don't open the door, Maria." Let me tell you how we are in this house. Even my dog knows to lock himself in the kennel for protection. And we don't play that. We don't open the door for people. No, we hardly let maintenance in here. I'm not letting you in here. No,
you gotta be real slow. Like
you gotta have
for help.
Thumbprint analysis. I need to do a background check. You're not coming in here.
Like I said, sometimes somebody can crash their car. Don't go near you. You might get shot. Like I'm just saying, be careful.
Don't pick anybody up.
No, you gotta be careful in the city. Even they're in danger, they might endanger you. I'm just like it is what it is, man.
It's what it is. I live 20 minutes away from him. So yeah.
Like I said, me,
That's
Memphis.
how I was able to be in some of his videos in his house. I wasn't actually making a long distance journey because that would not have happened. Simon has more sense than all the heroes in the last What If episode. You're not lying. You're not lying. Simon would have been like, Simon would have walked in and been like,
walked out like, no.
Right back out. I'm like, dumbass.
That's enough of that.
Like, you do you. Yeah, my dog has strong self-preservation skills. And then for Vision, I think the problem with Vision's character in this episode is they tried to use logic.
Did it wrong though.
Yeah, I said they tried to use logic.
Yeah,
you need to have him. You got to force him to use logic. You can't have logic for him because then he's just like, wait, what?
they try to make him use. They try to use logic in a scenario world without it.
Yeah,
and it's like if you get you can get somebody with a third-grade education to try to figure something out, but that logic is still third-grade education logic. I don't know how far it's going to go. So I mean, do what you can. It is whatever. I mean, that was logic. You're right. Dumping the cookie in the milk this time without the fingers touching the milk was pretty good logic. I'm proud of him. That took him a half hour to figure that out. I'm surprised, but yeah,
it's like, wait, torturing people and murdering them is actually not a good thing.
Yeah. It's crazy. He had to stab himself in the leg 3 times. That was a painful activity. I'm glad his logic kicked in, though. I mean, so proud of you.
I'm like, what is wrong with you? What's wrong with Vision? Vision had no vision. Oh my Lord. I don't understand. And yeah, so that's basically in a nutshell. That is our absolutely problematic take on this not horrible episode, but completely unbelievable and extremely silly Marvel zombies.
I still unbelievable, but at the same time, it is fantasy. I'm fantasy.
Yeah. But if you want to see a good zombie movie, I'm telling you, if you have not seen it, watch Train to Busan. It is a very good movie with critical thinking in it. I'm like, and it's like, wow, there's critical thinking in this series. So, we're going to have next weekend, because I got to do a shout out. Got to do a couple of shout outs. So I'll do my first one. Groove here and my girl Quarter Life Jam. It is, yesterday technically was their 3-year wedding anniversary. So this is their wedding anniversary weekend. So I want to put it out there so all of you can show some love, because it's all about love here on this channel. I
will put up a Cash App, but I don't have that. So. But if you would like, you can all go to my YouTube channel support, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, you gotta start updating too.
I do. I need to actually put more videos on. I haven't done that. It's funny. I put some videos on TikTok sometimes. I get bored because it's TikTok and it's easy. And I sometimes put stuff on Instagram, but like the stories or whatever else. But I am going to reopen up my Fiverr in a little while. So that's the thing.
Yeah, I need to actually do my Patreon soon, because I actually want it for my project. So
I have a Patreon account, but I haven't I've been subscribing to people that I know I'm paying them, but I haven't used it.
You're paying them.
I'm supporting people and stuff. I might use Patreon for some martial arts stuff, as far as lessons. That might not be a bad idea. I need to start actually getting my hustle game back together. I used to be really big on it. I don't know what happened. I got lazy. I got old.
Years old. That's all there is.
Yeah, I got old. Yeah, you're right. I got old.
That's got old. And when you get old, that's just what happens in this world. So I mean,
I gotta fight it. I gotta fight getting older.
I mean, you can fight it. It's just not gonna work. Trust me. I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm still trying to figure it out. And it is right now, I'm not winning this battle. So it is what it is.
I ain't losing. I'm gonna figure this out. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. It's gotta do it.
And then my other thing that I wanted to tell people about is, so on Tuesday of this week, this little child, I'm going to pull up for you guys in a second on my computer, because she is absolutely adorable. Her birthday, my daughter's birthday, here she is right here. This is my baby right here. You see
That is a much older picture. Ooh.
Yeah, that's when she still looks the same though. So
Yeah.
that's why I always show that.
Yeah.
But that's my baby girl, my Vu, and she is going to be 25 years old on Tuesday.
Now I feel old. Jeez.
And so I just aged you and me.
Yeah, you did. Jesus.
So yeah, that is the thing. So yeah, 25. She's a September 14th baby, and yeah, I'm feeling my age, guys. I am feeling my age. I have to do a little birthday post for her on here and on Facebook and Instagram. But I'm feeling it. She walked in the day and I looked at her and I was like, why are you doing this to me? I thought you loved me. Stop freaking aging me. So yeah, when being older sucks. All right, and then we are going to do next Saturday, which is what I was trying to tell you guys about, is that we are going to do the Punisher versus Kingpin, who would win in a fight to the death video.
I already have my opinions, but I'll withhold until Saturday.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this plays out because this could go a lot of different ways.
Yeah, the scenarios, there's a lot of scenarios it can go into.
Yeah, and it depends on which, well, I'm going to go by comic book Kingpin and Punisher, which is going to go the ante because they are both a lot more brutal in the comic books. So.
We're talking about Spider-Man's villain Kingpin or Daredevil's villain Kingpin? Because they're kind of different.
They are. Well, we're not doing City of Bane.
Okay.
We're just doing, for me, Spider-Man and Daredevil's version of Kingpin are a little bit closer than anything out of the side comics. So, but yeah, Punisher versus Kingpin. I know you guys already put some opinions in the poll, and a lot of you said Punisher would absolutely kill Kingpin. But I, again, want to know what you guys think. So in the comments of this video, this section of the video, please give us your opinion on that before next Saturday, because I really want to know what you think, because we are going to it's going to be a thing. And also I did post a video for all my LGBTers out there. They finally have announced a canon Power Ranger television LGBT Ranger. Her name is Izzy, and she comes from Dino Ranger, Power Rangers Dino Fury. And we haven't gotten the episodes here in the States. Unfortunately, Power Rangers is played overseas. We don't get them. They get them overseas before we get them, which kind of is
kind of weird.
As hell. And we get spoiled on the shows like all the time. So they get to see all the Morse first. They get to see like whenever there's a break, they always get it before we do when it comes back from hiatus. So that's how we even know about this. Apparently, we learned this in episode 13 called The Matchmaker. That's all I know. I have not seen it, but yeah, Izzy was revealed. It is all over the internet. So there's no way you can't be spoiled at this point. I did a video on it, but she is revealed to be, they're saying she's the first LGBT Power Ranger, which technically is not true. It was Trini from the 2018 Power Ranger movie. They actually said that she in the reboot movie was gay. So just throwing out some knowledge, but TV continuity, it only took 28 damn years. And we finally got recognition in the Power Ranger.
They always said only 28. Only.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, only 28 years. I'm like, I've been in the closet for 28 years, and now I can come out because Power Rangers told me I could. I'm just waiting for all of the people to get upset and get in their feelings about it and say, how this is a kid's show. How dare you? And my counter to that is, you're okay for them dressing up in spandex, using weapons and shooting at things and killing them. But you don't, but the sexual orientation is just so bad for my child. Okay. You're great parents.
Before we go, I want to look at Ray's question. What Ranger season would you be in, Maria and Jett? Maria, what Ranger season would you be in? I'm curious.
Ranger season or series? Because I mean, we're talking
I think he means more so series. Which Ranger series you think you'd be a part of?
So if I was going to be in a Power Ranger series, could I have full control over this series? Because I can't stand the series in America. But I am a huge Go Kaiser fan. If you don't,
I was going to say the same thing.
Right behind me,
same thing.
I got my look. I even got my Go Kaiser. And it is Go Kaiser, guys.
I was going to say the same thing. Go Kaiser. I was going to Go Kaiser also. Yeah.
It's my wonderful. But anyway, I would be in the American version that I produced and I wrote.
Yeah, I want to be a Ranger space pirate that steals other Ranger morphers and use them at will. That'd be so dope.
No. So this is what I said in my if you guys have seen my Gokaiger versus Megaforce, the show we do not talk about because it's like Voldemort to me. I'm serious. It's trash. It's straight Super Megaforce, especially, was straight trash. But I have to say that if I was going to take over this season, guys, and I'm saying season because they split it, they made it super. First of all, I would make it an entire series, so it would literally be like it would be 60 episodes. And I would have a whole other cast. It wouldn't be this Megaforce crap. And I would have it where these Rangers actually came from different planets and they came to the Earth, and Earth was being attacked by, their version of the Zenyak. And they basically, all of the existing Rangers who had their powers were defeated, and they had to send their powers out into the cosmos, where, of course, this team collected them because they're like treasure hunters, almost the same thing. The only difference is they have the ability to go back through time, and they get to see all these teams during their inception, and all the powers that they couldn't get that were grand powers, they would go back and say, hey, this is what's happening in the future. We're trying to stop it. Can we have your powers? And they have to go from time period to time period, convincing all of these different Rangers to trust them enough to let them have their abilities to go to the future and save, the planet. And I think that would be freaking cool.
That actually would be pretty dope. I think that'd be cool. That'd be cool as series.
Yeah, it's not like the garbage fire trash dumper compost heap that Super Megaforce was. So
well, again, we had enough of this here today.
he said unfortunately Megaforce was the Power Ranger show I grew up on. How sad is that? I'm so sorry.
That's sad. I'm sorry.
So you need to find Gokaiger, even if you have to watch Gokaiger clips, because it's hard to find episodes now on YouTube. And right now Toei actually has Sentai you can watch. So if you can't watch the Power Rangers, go watch Sentai and watch Gokaiger somewhere. Somebody help him.
It's much better.
It is infinitely.
I come up with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, so I mean, that's my first introduction to it.
Actually MMPR was not mine, so that's showing my age. But again, we have a 10-year age difference. So
yeah, we did. Yeah.
So my first Sentai I ever saw was 5-Man.
Somebody
gave me a VH season of 5-Man, and I watched that. And the next one I saw was Jetman. And so I saw some of the classic ones before we rode into the Super Sentai world. So yeah, I got to see
on the Marvel Power Rangers and Superhuman Samurai, Cyber Squad, that silly shit, Guyver, and stuff like that.
I want to see a Power Ranger series with the name with the Game of Thrones / Mortal Kombat treatment.
That would be
that. Power Rangers
amazing.
SOL. That'd be Power Rangers SOL.
That'd be awesome, actually. Like seriously.
Yeah.
Like
could you imagine the final attacks in that show? Like ripping out spleens.
It'd be crazy to see people actually. It's crazy to see Rangers like die and have sex. Like, man, this is a crazy series, man. What the hell is going on?
I mean, that's Garo.
Yeah, actually,
that's literally Garo.
Yep.
One more question, then we got it because we're getting up to an hour and 40 minutes almost. Is Okoye one of your favorite female MCU characters? Yes.
Yeah, she's
without a doubt.
Yeah,
like 1,000,000,000%.
Yeah.
And no, we would not kick her out of bed. I'm like, just saying.
No, hell no. Matter of fact, hell no. Hell no.
My first Sentai was Go-Go 5. I love Go-Go 5. Unfortunately with Go-Go 5, they cannot do a 10-year reunion because Dumon, who plays the basically the actor for Dumon, the Yellow Ranger, has an inoperable brain tumor. And so that's why we don't see anything from him. He slurs his words. If you look up Go-Go 5 COVID message on YouTube, you'll see how he talks now. And that's why we haven't gotten a reunion video from them. But Gokaiger is releasing one this year. They have a 10-year reunion movie for Gokaiger.
Oh, snap.
So I got to get it on Blu-ray. I speak enough Japanese. I can pretty much figure out what's going on because
my Japanese is so rusty and minimal at this point.
Well, we love you guys. Again, we have a video coming out next Saturday. Make sure to check it out. Make sure to put your opinions on it, what you think would happen if Kingpin and Punisher were in the same space, annoyed at each other. Who would win? Who would be alive? How would the other one die? Please put that in the comments below. I know I keep forgetting to put my series on here because it's in production and it's not going to be released in 2022. But I am going to link the YouTube channel below because I need to start doing that. The characters are amazing. I already have concept art for my character that I voice in this, and she is amazing. And there's lots of representation. We have like, it's a different planet, but we do have representation in terms of what people are modeled after. So we do have Filipino, we have Black, we have Korean, we have all of these different, nationalities on one planet. They're just not labeled because they don't need to be, because it's not Earth. But yeah, I think you guys will really like this series when it comes out. So I will put the YouTube channel that it will be posted to below. I promise I won't forget this time because I'm tired, but I will do it as soon as we're done. So make sure to subscribe because that's what you need to do. And soon we don't have the channel art ready. We don't have any other art that's up yet, but it will be happening soon. I just had the logo made, so it's happening. But we love you guys. Have a very good day. So I think Groove just lost connection. So have a very good day if it is day for you. Have a very good night if it is night for you. And I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye.